Hello children, welcome to our story world. Today we will read a very interesting story about a man named Jadav. Jadav and the tree place. Jadav has the best job in the world. He makes forest. How does he do it? Let's read and find out. Jadav and the tree place. Author and illustrator Vinayak Verma. Pratham Books, Level 3. Let's start. This is Jadav, a tree planter. He loves tree places because they are full of life. No tree places make him terribly sad because they are full of dead things. Years ago, Jadav was walking along the banks of the great Brahmaputra river when he arrived at a big, empty, no-tree place. It was dry and hot. The sand was powdery and striped. Striped sand? How odd! Jadav went closer to take a better look. Oh! But they weren't striped at all. The ground was covered in snakes. Last night's flood must have washed them ashore, Jadav thought. These snakes weren't slinking and slithering and swaying about like regular healthy snakes. When Jadav walked among them, they didn't hiss or run away to bite him. They just lay about like old ropes, tired and still. Poor snakes! They are dying from the heat. If only they had some shade to lie in. If only this no-tree place had some trees in it. Jadav couldn't bear to watch the snakes die. It made him so terribly sad that he sat down and began to cry. But he quickly came to his senses. No more crying. From now on, only trying. He jumped up, ran back to his village and began collecting all the bamboo shoots he could carry in his bag. Regular plants won't grow in this hot soil, but bamboo will. Bamboo is strong. Jadav brought the shoots to the no-tree place and started planting them everywhere. It was hard, hot work, and it took years. The river grew thin one summer and flooded the next, sometimes bringing more sand and sometimes taking it away. Heavy rains came and went, but Jadav kept on planting. In time, the bamboo took root and began to grow. As it grew, it brought shade, and the shade brought insects. The insects burrowed into the ground, and the earth below the bamboo trees began to change. The dry and white became rich and brown, and the dead sand became living sand. Jadav was no longer sad, but he wasn't happy either. He looked around his bamboo grove and thought, a few trees place is nice, I know. But how wonderful it would be if this were a many trees place. The idea thrilled him. So Jadav went back to his village and began collecting many more seeds and saplings. He filled 3 big bags with Arjun and Nijar and Gulmohar and Karoi and Moj and Himolu. Now that our few trees place has lovely brown soil, we can plant all these and more. Jadav brought his new saplings and seeds to the few trees place and planted them all around. It was hard work, his back hurt, and it took many years. The orange and blue skies turned purple and pink, and villages became towns. The wind grew laden with dust, and the river became grey. But Jadav's insect friends helped to till the soil, and his tall bamboos gave him shade and cooled the air. And Jadav kept on planting. Soon his Arjun, Ijar and Gulmohar, his Karoi, Moj and Himolu, and all his many other plants dug in, took roots and started growing. As they grew, they spread new seeds, and the new seeds in turn took roots. Shoots became trunks, trunks grew branches, and the branches reached for the sky. The few trees place that was once a no tree place now became a wonderful green many trees place. But what's a many trees place without many tree creatures? When one came, the others followed. First came the birds. They flocked and flew in from near and far to make their nests in Jadav's tree place. There were vultures and pelicans and storks and ducks and warblers and thrushes and wagtails and chats. Next came the animals. They skipped and swung and sauntered in to make their homes in the many trees place. There were buffaloes and deer and rabbits and gibbons and elephants and tigers and rhinos. Finally, there came the snakes. They slithered and swayed and sashayed in to cool themselves in the shade of Jadav's trees. When Jadav saw the snakes, he sat down and cried happy tears. He was so happy that he wasn't even afraid of getting bitten. Jadav's tree place had filled with feathers and beaks and wings, with claws and tails and fangs. There were spots and splashes, stripes and flashes, and green everywhere. The tree place was a forest at last, and Jadav was a happy man. Then Jadav had another thought. Many trees in one place is good, I know. But how wonderful it'd be if there were many trees in every place. So he grabbed his bags of seeds and started walking across the world. And as he walked, Jadav started planting the seeds in all the no tree places he saw. And he planted and planted and planted. But there were so many no tree places in the world. There are more no tree places than tree places now. This is terribly sad. But Jadav does not sit down and cry this time. Jadav plants and plants and plants some more. It's going to be hard work bringing all the old forest back. The seas have begun rising and the winds grow cold. Towns have become cities and Jadav is growing old. But he keeps on planting and planting and planting. Jadav will keep on planting until the whole world is a happy, lovely, lots of trees place. The end. The end. I hope, children, you all enjoyed this beautiful and inspiring story. Jadav is a real life man. Jadav Payeng is a man who lives in Assam. When he can do it, we all can do it. So, let's take a pledge and plant trees everywhere. We can start with the surroundings itself. Let's plant, let's not cut trees, let's not waste our paper. Save Earth for a better human life. If you like this story, children, please do share it with your friends and family. We'll be back with another story soon. Until then, goodbye. Happy reading.